conversation with him, my dear colleague at ET Now, Sumita Karir, back on stage. Welcome both.
Thanks, Vikram, for that introduction. And thank you very much, Konrad, for taking the time out. By the way, I'm absolutely loving how you've put your outfit together. And that perhaps is also the essence of the companies that you founded, right? You worked on an electronics company as well, which is called Urban Years. And ladies and gentlemen, Marshall as well, the electronics company, that was also his company. So he is the man behind all the design excellence and engineering that you're seeing. So huge round of applause for Konrad. By the way, some really, really shocking statistics, in that presentation that we just saw, and definitely would love to have the company venture here in India as well, given the kind of pollution levels, marine pollution levels that we're hearing of. Konrad, let me first begin with your journey. I believe that you were selling candy and hot dogs on the beach as a 7-year-old. So how did your appetite for business and taking risks and building different businesses, whether it is in electronics and now into electronic boats that make no noise, really begin? Did you have a background in business? Because from what I learned, that your mother was a theater director.
Yeah, I didn't come from a rich family. We had to work, and I started very early. And I usually say that the more I train, the more luck I have. But, I mean, it's all about experience. And I've been able to go from different tech companies and now into a boat company. But, of course, we work with sustainability, design, and technology. And that's just makes it very, very strong.
All right. And, when we were talking about Marshall backstage, why did you decide to let go of that business?
Well, there is always a lot of political stuff when you're running a business, and my dream was to change that space. Marshall was amplificators that started in 1962, and they were the father of rock and roll sound, the distant sound. I was the person in 2009 who saw the opportunity to not only make products for the people who was on stage, actually for the hundreds of thousands or million fans who were standing in the crowd and loved the brand. And I came up with making the headphones and speakers, sold 20 million products in 10 years. And, I'm a guy that believes that I can do a lot of different things. I have a full box with ideas. And I felt that I didn't have that much more to give to that. It's already up and running. It's a new team doing it. And, 3 weeks ago, it was sold to Hongshan Capital. Sorry, it's China. But it was at $1.1 billion. So it's my first unicorn. And then I'm more eager. I have food on my table. I have a lot of money. But I'm more eager to do the next. What can I do? And I think sustainability is something that I really have in my heart. And I believe that I can do companies that inspire. And I take it very seriously, the climate change. At the same time, I don't believe that we should go back and live in a cave. I believe that we can do products and invent technology that we are living in collaboration with Mother Earth. And that's very important to me, to not take more resources than we need.
Absolutely, and that is the need of the hour, and I do hope that many more business leaders and startup founders do think like you, keeping sustainability at the core of their business offerings. But let's go back to the boats business, the electric boats business. So you have Elon Musk on one side, in the car side of the business, and in the boat side of the business, it's you, Konrad. So why did you actually decide to come up with e-boats?
Well, So a little background is that we're a family from the sea. We've been working with fishing and lived out at sea. And I was a professional surfer, and I could see the sea change. And I didn't like that, you know. I couldn't go out and get my dinner. I couldn't find the fishes as easy as it used to be when I was a small kid. And this is in the mid-90s, and boats were getting very fast and very loud. And when I was diving, I thought I was going to be run over, but the boat could be 2 kilometers away because the density of the water transports sound much longer. So with these problems, I went to my father and my grandpa that are both engineers and innovators, and I said, like, this is fucked up. You know, we can't live like this, and we need to find a solution. And we started to discuss what it could be, from propeller technologies to the drivetrain. And we quite quickly came to the conclusion that electricity is quiet, it's much more efficient, and it's clean. So it was like the perfect solution. But at the time, you know, there were bottlenecks with the battery technology. There were bottlenecks with mixing water and electricity. But now the technology came up. So in 2012, when I saw the Tesla S, I took that idea out, and I said, like, I have to build a prototype. That was finished in 2017. And it didn't work at all according to the Excel sheet. You know, it was going to do 25 knots. It did 12. It was going to go 10 nautical miles. It did 800 meters. So, but the experience to get out on the water without noise and fumes was just what we call the power of silence. And I just said, I need to throw money onto this. This is just too good not to execute.
So it's a fabulous product because it's also keeping with the sustainability narrative that definitely is the need of the hour. It is also silent, and it has a great design as well. What's the kind of demand that you're really seeing with respect to this? Don't you think that this is too much of a niche product? Give us a sense of the kind of demand and interest that you're seeing from the Swedish government. And you're present in 3 continents, right? So give us a bit of detailing about that as well.
Well, we see demand from all over the world. We've been riding the wave of sustainability, but actually it's the experience when you get out on the water and you have an acceleration that is so much better than the other boats. So it's a combination of the experience and the sustainability that is driving the demand. And our biggest market is the US, but we're doing very well in Europe as well. But we're open for India. We work with NEOM in the UAE, and we're just about going from a startup to a scale up. So our first factory, X-Shore 1, is built, but it's modular, and we can bring that blueprint to other parts of the world and build boats here as well.
But do you plan to go beyond boats at some point in time to make it more mainstream?
I mean, we are looking at different developments, but right now we're focusing on growing the business.
The world can gain significantly from that.
Sorry?
The world can significantly look at gaining from that if we have multiple players within the sustainability ecosystem.
Can you imagine when you're going to a lot of the hotels, you're getting picked up by a speedboat, that it's a terrible trip to the hotel for the experience. Imagine if your trip could start at the dock and it's all quiet, but you have the wind in your hair. It's like sailing without wind. And that is what we're selling.
Okay. Now, Konrad, I have to talk about one of the things that you have mentioned about building your company. You said in one of the interviews that you had to sleep in your car after your company went to the wall, and that being in love with your business is a peril. Why?
No, but this is in 2004, and I was working with lifestyle and fashion and snowboards and stuff. And I was in love with the business, and that business went bankrupt. So I woke up one day in my car with my dog, and basically everyone else left. And after that, I realized that I can work with passion, but it's business every day. And this was one part why I sold my part of Marshall at a certain time as well. Even if I architected the deal that Sound Industries bought Marshall and I created $900 million in 24 months, it's a different story. But, you know, everything is not about money. It's important that you also work for a better future that we all can be proud to give to our children and the next generations.
You know, that's a fantastic way to think, Marshall. And the reason why I was asking you that question is because one really needs to give their everything to be able to build something of value. On that note, thank you very much for sharing your insights on how you're building these very diverse set of businesses with sustainability at the core. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Konrad,
thank you so much.
Pleasure having you here.